Education 1030 students. I hope everyone had a great week last week. This week is going to be a short week. Water State students are only coming Monday and Tuesday, so you are actually going to have off for Thanksgiving break Wednesday, November 27th through Friday, November 29th. So I wanted to pull up the calendar to kind of see where we're at and how we're going to finish out the semester. So if you'll look here, this week we are working on chapter 2. So this is the very last chapter in unit 3. I know that we're out of order, but if you remember back at the beginning of the semester, we did chapter 12 right after chapter 1. So that leaves us finishing out with chapter 2. So chapter 2 we'll get into in just a moment. I did want to date that I did change the homework assignment date. Instead of it being due on Thursday the 28th, I extended it till Sunday, December the 1st, just because it is a holiday week and I felt like giving you that extra time to get it done would be nice. And then after that, you will have your Unit 3 exam review materials and all of that stuff to kind of get you ready. Also that week, you are going to be doing, submitting your Exploring the Field presentation video, Exploring the Field video reflections, as well as your presentations are due. So if you'll look here, there's a lot of stuff going on that's going to be due. So we'll go ahead and jump into it, but I wanted to note on the calendar, this says Unit 3 exam. Unit 3 exam is going to be your final exam. It's not going to be the week of December, due by December 5th. It's going to be during finals week. It's just getting you ready and then giving you time to get that last video reflection in there as well. Now, we will be taking an exam for the final, and I will go over in a minute that due date, but it's only going to be over the Unit 3, which is chapters 9, 10, 11, and 12, so just keep that in mind. That last week, in addition to doing your presentations for Exploring the Field and submitting them, you are also going to be doing like course feedback, doing a post discussion, and those sorts of things. I'm going to wait till next week to send out another video because I feel like we need to spend time talking about that a little bit. But I just wanted you to see kind of where we're at. So we are working in chapter 2, which is all about emotional intelligence, cultivating motivation, resilience, really exploring the emotional part of your journey in college and throughout. So it was important because when we talked about chapter 11, it was about maintaining wellness. So this piece kind of goes together. We're also going to be learning about growth mindset, which is kind of neat because I feel like there's a lot of work behind growth mindset, and maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't, but I really enjoy this component part of growth mindset in chapter 2, which I feel is very important. In the video, there are 2 great videos. I would definitely encourage you to watch them. And then there's a PowerPoint, an extra bit of content I put in here for you that has an interactive quiz on growth mindset. You will have to download the PowerPoint if you want to get into the links and click on them. But I feel like you really should take time to dive into this because it really can change your life. And I don't mean to be dramatic, but the work behind growth mindset, athletes and people who are very successful, billionaires, a lot of people use this growth mindset. So there's a lot of research behind it, but I'd like you to get into that and look at those as well. So there is the PowerPoint I told you about for growth mindset, but I do want you to download it because if you don't download it, you can't get in there and get into the links or the interactive quiz. The 2 videos I talked about, one is going specifically with chapter 2 on emotional intelligence and why that's so important. I really feel like this is that component that connects to that chapter 11 piece of content that we were talking about. And then, of course, we have that video about growth mindset, what it is, how it works, and why it matters. So you can check those out. That would be great. Now, you will have to read Chapter 2. I went ahead and gave you the Chapter 2 PowerPoint slides. And then, again, you have the Chapter 2 reading organizer. Now, remember, the reading organizers are there for your benefit, right? They help you study not only on the quizzes, but also on the exam. And you have the Unit 3 exam coming up soon. And remember, you can get extra bonus points on the exam if you email me your reading organizers the week of exams. So just make sure that you are paying attention to that and completing those and filling them out. Now, you will have your Chapter 2 quiz. That's how I'm going to grade you, as well as you will be completing an assignment about emotional resilience. So you'll read the book, Chapter 2 book, and then of course you have that extra video content there to guide you along the way. Now with this, just like we do with the case studies, I want you to think about text-based response. So with this assignment, I'm expecting 2 to 3 paragraphs, at least 2 paragraphs. Paragraphs mean at least 3 or more sentences that are fully responding to the questions. So I gave you the prompts here, and what I'm looking for is I'm looking for you to think about a situation, right, about emotional reactions. Sometimes they're positive, sometimes they're negative, and how you interact with people during these emotional times. So you're going to pretend you are your own therapist, right? And I've given you some questions here to guide your thinking. And what you're going to do is you're going to write 2 to 3 paragraphs, also using the textbook on emotional intelligence, and you're going to answer these questions. But remember, this is connected to you, right? It's making you reflect back on a time in your life when we're thinking about emotional reactions and how that's tied in with emotional intelligence. So really want you to pay attention to that. But I do expect at least 2 full paragraphs when answering this section and these prompts. That's pretty much all I have for you. Do not forget that you are going to have to still submit your last video for reflection for exploring the field. I also want to note that you have your exploring the field presentations due really soon, so those need to be taken care of as well. So if you look here underneath exploring the field, you have to submit your last video reflection. It's going to be due December the 5th, so make sure you get that done. And then if you look at the actual presentation, it also is due on December the 5th, right? And then the finals week starts December 9th through 12th. So I wanted to put on your radar about finals week. I will be sending a video out talking about the closing activities, right, that we have, the end of the course wrap up, as well as when your final is during finals week, when it opens and when it closes. Since this is a web-based course, you will have a certain window of time to take it. So just keep that in mind as well. Well, that's all I have for you for Chapter 2 this week. So keep working on your presentation because it has to be submitted on the 5th, as well as doing your video reflection and finishing out the last chapter assignments. All right, guys, so if you ever have any questions, as always, feel free to contact or reach out. And I hope everyone has a very nice Thanksgiving. Don't forget that I extended the due date is due December the 1st, which is Sunday. But if you feel like you want to get Chapter 2 knocked out and enjoy the rest of your holiday, I probably would suggest you do that. But if you don't, you have until the 1st of December to get Chapter 2 finished. All right, guys, have a great Thanksgiving. Until next time, take care.